ladies?
We are doing our Beatrix Potter book club. Teatime.
Beatrix Potter Teatime Book Club, week
6.
Welcome! Now, we just got connected, so we'll give everybody a moment or two to get situated. Who's there? Tell us if you can see us, if you can hear us. Okay. So let them take a moment to take a peek.
See what happens on the chat. Nothing.
Okay, so let us know. Okay. Oh, great! From Texas, Christine, welcome! How's it in Texas? How's your weather there? I would assume it's somewhat similar to ours in California. Bunnies, Grandma, welcome! Glad you're here. I want to know how the weather is for you guys. It's blue skies here.
It is really nice.
It's beautiful, a little breezy. Blue skies. It's usually blue skies in Southern California. We sometimes would like more rain, though. Okay, so, great. So we know it's connected. Everything looks good. We want to start off with a couple Beatrix part. Oh, Abigail, welcome! Glad you're here! We want to start off with some Beatrix Potter trivia questions that the girls have for you. Okay, who wants to get started with the first question? Christina's going to get started. Yeah,
Okay,
this is falling down a little bit. I need the little clip. Okay. Okay, Christina.
Okay, so my first one was, what was Peter Rabbit wearing when Benjamin Bunny came?
Oh, that is a good question.
Oh, wow.
What was Peter Rabbit wearing when Benjamin Bunny
Came to him.
Came to visit him? That was in the story of
Benjamin
Bunny. Okay. Oh, Grandma says it's sunny and not a cloud in the sky today. Same here. We don't see any clouds either. Oh!
Yay!
Look at the answer. Bunnies. A handkerchief. That's right. That's a very good question and a very good answer. Okay, Juliana.
Okay. Okay. How many sisters do Peter Rabbit have?
How many
Peter Rabbit have?
How many sisters does Peter Rabbit have? Good question. Abigail, red handkerchief for Peter Rabbit. Yes, exactly. Okay, so now the question is, how many sisters? Abigail, Bonderchicks.
3.
Oh, Grandma says too many. So the real answer is 3. What are their names?
Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail.
Very good. Okay. What is the next question, Christina?
Okay. Who was walking along the wall when Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny were trapped in the basket?
Okay, did you get that one? Could you hear it? Who was walking along the wall when Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny were trapped in the basket? That's a good question. Katie, welcome!
Hi.
Katie, we're having a trivia. Beatrix Potter trivia questions here. Christina just asked, who was walking on the wall when Benjamin Bunny and Peter Rabbit were trapped in the basket? This is from the Tale of Benjamin Bunny. Not Mrs. Flopsy. Mr. MC. Who's MC?
McGregor?
Not Mr. McGregor.
Yay!
Abigail! Oh, Mr. Benjamin Bunny. Very good. Okay, Juliana, do you have another one?
Oh, I had a good one.
Oh, try this tea.
Oh, what does bolting mean?
Oh, that is a good one. It's not from the story necessarily. The answer's not in the story. But we talked about it in our last live YouTube session on Tea Time. Bolting. Do you have any idea what bolting means? That's an extra credit question. Okay, while you think about that, Christina, would you like to ask the next one?
Okay, where was Mr. McGregor's cat trapped?
Oh, that's a good one. Where was Mr. McGregor's cat trapped? Okay, bolting. Oh, wow. That's true. We use that term. He bolted across the yard. That's true. But on our last live tea time, we actually gave it a different definition. Bolting refers to when lettuce...
I should have said that.
Remember how to say that? Shoots into seed. When the stem...
It bolts into flower.
It bolts into flower. There's a new gardening term. Okay. Oh, Beatrix, in the greenhouse. The cat was trapped in the greenhouse. Very good! The garden shed. Yes, same thing. Very good. Good. That's probably the exact term. The garden shed, Abigail. Very good. And it becomes bitter. Yes, when the lettuce shoots into flower, it's no longer a kind of a sweet, juicy lettuce anymore. It's kind of a bitter lettuce. So people try to harvest it before it shoots into flower. Okay, we're going to show you what we're eating, and we'd like to hear what you're eating. Last week, I think Deborah Davis won with her macadamia and chocolate delight. Okay, today we have, the girls put this together,
fruit salad.
a beautiful platter of fresh berries. Can you see that? Oh, I think I want to eat this whole thing right now. Okay, we have, well, every minute I look down, I'm sorry, you want to show it? Every minute I look down, these are disappearing faster than anything.
Croissants.
We have croissants. Now the story calls for buttered toast. Story we're about to read.
But
Tales from
croissants
Kittens.
still can be toast.
Yes, they're very buttery and bready-like. And then we have,
Tasty.
let me show you this teapot. This is a new gift from our great friend, Mrs. Chow. Look at this beautiful teapot from the 1830s. I am so excited to be able to use this. Oh, we should put something under here. This is very hot. What should we put under here? You want to grab a little white plate?
Well,
Oh, I can grab it if you'd like me to. You know where the small little plates are? Okay, so we have, what kind of tea do we have? We have a pomegranate tea. We have fresh berries. We have croissants. Beatrix, cookies, yes. I was craving chocolate chip cookies last night, but I didn't get any. I don't know if I have the ingredients. I have to look. What kind of cookies do you have? Fruit sticks. Yum! That's a good one too. Okay, let me try this tea. Let's try this pomegranate tea.
very good. But you have to.
Oh, yep.
Each person gets
Perfect.
their own thing.
Okay, I want to share with you. We had a winner for for last week's giveaway.
It was Aubrey.
The winner was Aubrey. The first winner for our giveaway was Abigail. Abigail, have you gotten your gift in the mail yet? Okay, Abigail, you're having key lime cake with walnuts on top and tangerine orange tea. That's it. We're going to your house next week. That's incredible. That sounds so good. Okay, so last week Abigail won, or 2 weeks ago Abigail won the giveaway prize.
For Mrs. Piggywinkle.
Mrs. Tiggywinkle watercolor print. And this last week, Aubrey was the winner. Aubrey, you're here! Yay! I'm having crackers, cranberries, cheese, and raspberry tea. Oh, perfect. That sounds really good. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you Aubrey's creation. So we were working on alliteration eggs.
This thing's wrong. It
Okay.
still says 2
I see. Says what?
It still says 2 current.
2 current what? I can't hear you, sir. Yeah, you tell me later? Okay. Sorry.
2 current viewers. But there's not.
Oh, yeah, I know. You can't really go by what that says. That's true. Okay, so let's show you Aubrey's alliteration egg. A million magnificent dreams Maddie made in her head. That's very good. So this was her. Can you see that? It's pretty great. She made her egg with a nest and a blue sky. And alliteration was the same sound for the beginning of each word. It doesn't have to be every word, but just some of the words within a sentence or two. And that was hers. So Aubrey, your gift is in the mail, or going in the mail. Yes, very good, Aubrey. Congratulations! We need to have a big pom-pom when somebody wins. Okay. I know, that's the next thing we need to get. Oh, we have Peter Rabbit here. Thank you. Okay, so we had last week we read the Flopsy
We
Bunnies.
do have it, but the happy pills that
I know, maybe we should bring those. Yeah, big celebration. Last week our craft was this simile sack. Okay, well that was actually this week. So you probably, those who signed up for the book club, you probably got it recently. And let me see. This is what it looks like. It's not filling the screen. Let's see if we can get this to fill the screen.
No, you're down.
I think we go down, right? You know how to, we figured that out last time. Down, the blue ones, I think. Is that not it? Oh, maybe that's square with the arrows.
Wait, which one?
Yeah, try that. Oh, there, it's big. Perfect. Okay, so it was a simile sack.
Where did it go? All this too big screen. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so here it is. Simile sack.
Okay.
The girl's big brother, Jaden, drew this. And if you watch the video that I put out for, it's the week 5 activities video, you'll see him drawing it. So it's a sack, and when you put it in your notebook and you open it, you have vegetables and rabbits that you can color and put in your sack because the bunnies went in the sack, and there were some marrows too put in the sack.
One more.
So we have some vegetables and rabbits in there, and you can make similes. So a simile is when, and metaphors too. Those are making comparisons of things that wouldn't normally be compared. So for example, a simile uses like or as. So an example here, one of our bunnies says, bunny tails are like miniature clouds. That's cute. What about rabbit's teeth are like scissors? So you wouldn't really think of rabbit's teeth and scissors in the same description, but it works.
It would.
What about this? Want to read this one? This is the lettuce.
I have a metaphor.
Oh, she was going to share a metaphor.
Yeah. Bunnies are like bouncing balls.
Well,
Or bouncing balls.
yeah, there's not the like there. Bunnies are bouncing balls. That's cute. So the metaphor is the same thing, you're just not saying like or as. So you're just saying it is. Bunnies are bouncing balls. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you have not done the sack activity yet. But we want to see it when you do. Okay, so that was that craft. Now, we want to show you one of the things that we talked about last week. We want to show you how our lettuce in the jars have been growing. Well, one is not as big, and they do say they're different sizes. So we took a lettuce core, we put it in some water, we've been changing the water, giving them some sunlight, and there were 0 leaves when we put them in there. And look at all the leaves. Look at how they've grown.
We should have taken a picture each day.
I know. We should have done that. Well, we can do it again. Aubrey's brother, his name is Joel, he just started to grow a carrot. He took a carrot top and he's putting it in some water, so he's going to see how that grows. Now, we just started last week sharing little tea time etiquette tips. It's really nice. Yes?
Oh yeah, carrots coming from the ground. I'm like, do they come from a tree or a bush?
No, carrots are roots, actually. Yeah, in the ground. So that we started sharing tea time etiquette tips. It's really nice when you get together with people and you're in different settings and you know what to do. It's always awkward to feel, should I do this or that? When you know what to do, you don't have to really think about it, and you know you're doing what's considerate. Okay, so let's go to that slide or picture. Here we go. Tea time etiquette tips. Number 1, hold the teacup by, oh, you know what? Let's change the screen. There we go. Hold the teacup by the handle. Don't cup your hands around the teacup. And with your pinky finger down. That's what the experts say. You don't put your pinky finger up. I can't believe it. Yeah, I like the holding the mug if I'm by a fireplace with a big cup of hot chocolate. Holding it by the fire is really fun. But in a tea party, we don't do that. We hold it nicely, controlled. And we sit. Now, number 2. This is a new one too for us. We're learning, and so we thought you'd like to learn with us. And you might already know. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, stir up and down, not in circles, gently folding in the sugar or milk. Make sure your spoon doesn't make noise and touch the sides of the cup. So like maybe.
This is when we're learning right now today. So we're not going to clang the spoon along the sides. And so you just kind of fold it in. It's really hard to not touch the side. Fold it in very gently. And then you set it down. Okay, great. And number 3, don't drink from your teacup with the teaspoon in it or leave your spoon in the teacup. So let's just say you stir it and then you just sort of leave it there and then you're eating. You don't leave it there. Why do you think that's a good idea to pull the spoon out, Juliana?
Because another person might go like, yeah, and then I won't.
If you, yes, exactly. If you leave your spoon, look at the handle. Out, it's sitting outside of the cup. That would be, yes, exactly. Somebody could be reaching over to get a croissant, and they accidentally hit this, and then you have a mess. And so we take the spoon out. Don't drink the teacup. I know, thank you.
No, I think it's Juliana too.
Don't drink. Didn't I already read this one? Did I just read this one?
Mm.
Don't drink the teacup. Don't drink from your teacup with a teaspoon in it, or leave your spoon in your teacup. After you've stirred your tea, put your spoon on the saucer. You can either put it farthest away from you or on your right side. I think if you're left-handed, you could put it on the left side. But don't put it right in front of the cup, because then every time you pick up your cup, you could knock the spoon over, and, you know, we're trying to avoid the messes. Okay, so that's the tea time etiquette. Bunjashooks, the spoon. It could fall. Yes, exactly. That's the problem. Okay, so there's really a purpose for the little tips, the etiquette tips. It's to be able to enjoy your tea party without having to spend the whole time cleaning up. Now, Juliana has a story. We're getting right to this, right to the facts here, because it's a double feature today. We have our main story, which will be the tale of Tom Kitten, but we also have a little short story called The Story of Miss Moppet. They're both about kitty cats. Let me take a minute and show you something before we start the story. This is a very...
Oh, yes.
Okay, just a second here. Yeah, she'll do the scrolling. It's fine. But before we start, I want to show a cat. Don't reach across because you might spill. So let's go ahead and let her have that. Okay, before you start, though, let me show you something that my mom just shared. It is a great treasure. And it's gone. Where are my kitties?
Oh, they're back up there.
You want to go very carefully transport them here. Now, these are little collector's items.
What do you need? Oh, those guys.
We have Tabitha Twitchit
And Tom Kitten.
and Tom Kitten. Tabitha Twitchit is Tom Kitten's mother. So take a look at these. These were, I think they were made in the 1940s. I don't know if that's too close. Is that too close?
No.
Why no pinky up? I don't know. Maybe because you don't get the great grip on your cup. Like if you have your pinky up, you know, your pinky is useful. Okay, so here's our cats. Here's Tom Kitten. This says on the bottom, 1948, made in England. Isn't he cute? I don't know if you can see him clearly, but he's wearing his little outfit that we'll be reading about.
And the mother.
Yes, Tabitha. But look what's, you probably cannot see. But in her hand, she's holding a bar of soap. It's pink, and it says soap. She's going to do some washing.
She has like a sponge.
Yep, a cleaning sponge. Okay, so Juliana, are you comfortable there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have a little plan. She's going to read, and Christina's going to show you the pictures. So let's get the cats in a safe place.
Okay, right? The Story of Miss Moppet by Beatrix Potter. This is a kitten called Miss Moppet. She thinks she has heard a mouse.
spoon. I can serve it.
This is the mouse peeping out behind the cupboard and making fun of Miss Moppet. He is not afraid of a kitten. This is Miss Moppet, jumping just too late. She misses the mouse and hits her own head. She thinks it is a very hard cupboard. The mouse watches her. The mouse watches Miss Moppet from the top of the cupboard. Miss Moppet ties up her head in a duster and sits before the fire. The mouse thinks she is looking very ill. He comes sliding down the bell pull. Miss Moppet looks worse and worse. The mouse comes a little nearer. Miss Moppet holds her poor head in her paws and looks at him through a hole in the duster. The mouse comes very close. And then, all of a sudden, Miss Moppet jumps upon the mouse. And because the mouse has teased Miss Moppet thinks she will tease the mouse, which is not a nice thing. Which is not at all nice of Miss Moppet. She ties him up in a duster and tosses it about like a ball. But she forgot about that hole in the duster, and when she untied it, there was no mouse. He has wriggled out and ran away, and he is dancing a jig on top of the cupboard. The end.
Very nice. Okay, very nice sharing pictures too. Oh, did you go to the end? Do we have at the end? The end. Okay, leave that up for now.
The end.
But there were so many details in that picture. I had never seen that picture until just recently.
Yeah, they're all like, oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Isn't Moppet from Tom Kitten? We're going to read Tom Kitten. We'll be able to answer that question all together.
Yes.
First, we're going to give you some fun animal facts
Always remember to do that.
from the Beatrix Potter Book Club organizer. If you haven't heard about this, you can always go to letslearnkids.com and get your own Beatrix Potter Book Club organizer. Okay, so let's see. The fun facts about cats. Oh, okay, this is a little bit more trivia. A male cat is called what? What is a male cat called? And can you figure out, or do you know what a female cat is called?
Oh, wow.
I never knew this until I wrote the book. Oops, I'm not holding this cup correctly. Christina's taking a look. I'm giving you a moment.
No.
Him and her, that's a nice guess. No. Okay, so,
I can like it.
almost. Okay, so while you think about that, we'll go to the next one. What is a male cat called and what is a female cat called? Okay, now we're going to go on. Cats greet each other by touching their noses together. That's cute. Tomcat, Abigail, I just knew you'd come through. I knew you would know that. Tomcat, yes. The female cat is pretty much impossible to know unless you've studied cats. The female cat is called a queen. Queen cat. Wow, that's different. Let's see. Cats have rough tongues that they use to clean and groom themselves. They have 5 toes on each front paw, but only 4 toes on each back paw.
Oh.
5 in the front,
Maybe.
4 in the back.
Because they can catch with their paws.
Also, yeah, that's true. And also they climb a lot, so I wonder if the front paws help them with that. The back paws they mainly need for the power to jump. That's my guess. Okay. I'm going to put the organizer over there.
Help walk.
Yes, very nice. Very good. Queen Thomasina. Yes. Okay. Now,
Thomasina is a tittle.
do you remember, before we start our official story of the tale of Tom Kitten, I do have to ask you this because you'll see this character come back into the story. What was the name, let's see if you remember, what's the name of a male adult duck? What is that? What is a duck? A male duck that's an adult. What are they called?
Oh, I forgot.
Can you remember? I'll give you a minute. Well, maybe 10 seconds. I know the screen's always delayed to show us, so you've probably already answered. It's just taking a moment to get back to me. A drake. Very good. Yes, a male duck is called a drake. Very good, Grandma. Very good, Beatrix. Oh, wait. I knew my grandma has a lot of cats. Your grandma has a lot of cats?
Or ducks.
Or ducks, yes. What animal does your grandma have a lot of, Beatrix? We are eager to know. Okay, so we're going to read the tale of the Flopsy Bunnies. And I'm going to try this. Let's go over to the story. And if we just push this arrow. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so look, take a look at this. You want to be the page turner? Look at this. Just do the arrow. Yeah. You don't have to scroll. It'll be a lot easier. So if you've been to any of the other tea times, you may notice that we try to make little improvements with each one. So now we're figuring out how to get to the next picture without the scrolling. You can just directly go to the next page and turn the page. It's nice to make improvements. Okay, so, cats. Yes. Beatrix, your grandma has a lot of cats? Okay. That keeps her company. So, you can see the screen, and I'll read from the book this time.
That's the Flopsy Bunnies.
This is the Flopsy Bunnies. Wrong book. We get the other book. Okay. Oh, again, the wrong book. I guess I'll be reading from the screen. Okay. I have all these Beatrix Potter stories, but not the ones that I need for today. Okay.
Okay.
The Tale of Tom Kitten by Beatrix Potter, first published in 1907, dedicated to all pickles, especially to those that get upon my garden wall. Okay, before you start, if you remember last week, if you were here, I'll tell you, if you didn't see us last week, you can go see the video. It was recorded. It's on YouTube. It would be week 5, the live video. So last week we talked about Beatrix Potter's childhood, and she spent a lot of time out in nature watching animals. She collected them, she drew them, sketched them, painted them. She didn't paint the animal. She painted a picture. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, yeah, like that. So she would paint on paper what she saw. And if you've ever sat outside and just watched animals, they're very interesting. You ever watched squirrels? They're so funny to watch. They just have all this spunk, and it seems like they've got attitude. Lizards are interesting to watch.
I saw a squirrel chase a lizard.
The squirrel chased the lizard. Have you ever seen a lizard eat insects? An insect? No? I saw it eat a butterfly one time.
Ew.
But what I'm saying by that is she's dedicating this story to all the little pickles. Who is she referring to as pickles? Most likely cats. They get up on her garden wall. So she probably sat in her garden, or maybe even through her window, and watched the cats get up on the wall. And if you've ever seen little kittens, they are so playful. So she probably watched them, the way they play, and they fall down. They're a little clumsy sometimes, but still they keep bouncing up on the wall.
I know 2 books named with 2 cats, Pickle, like the Fire Cat and...
Oh, that's true.
Little kitty.
We do have other stories, yes, that have cats. Okay, now, let's go with the story. Okay.
Okay.
You can go to the next page. Thanks. Once upon a time, there were 3 little kittens, and their names were Mittens, Tom, Kitten, and Moppet. They had dear little fur coats. I know. They had dear little fur coats of their own, and they tumbled about the doorstep and played in the dust. I don't like this side stuff. But one day, their mother, I'm sorry, we're getting adjusted here still. Okay. Down. No, just. Oh, I see.
Sorry. Okay, there.
But one day their mother, Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit, expected friends to tea, so she fetched the kittens indoors to wash and dress them before the fine company arrived. First she scrubbed their faces. This one is Moppet. Then she brushed their fur. This one is Mittens. Then she combed their tails and whiskers. This is Tom Kitten. Tom was very naughty, and he scratched. Mrs. Tabitha dressed Moppet and Mittens in clean pinafores and tuckers, and then she took all sorts of elegant, uncomfortable clothes out of a chest of drawers in order to dress up her son, Thomas. Tom Kitten was very fat, and he had grown. Several buttons burst off. His mother sewed them on again. Tom Kitten, oh, we already read that.
What?
You're stuck.
Sorry.
When the 3 kittens were ready, Mrs. Tabitha unwisely turned them out into the garden to be out of the way while she made hot buttered toast. Now keep your frocks clean, children. You must walk on your hind legs. Keep away from the dirty ash pit, and from Sally Hennypenny, and from the pig sty, and the
Sally
puddle
Henny
ducks.
Penny. That's the white cat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the chicken.
Moppet and Mittens walked down the garden path unsteadily. Presently they trod upon their pinafores and fell on their noses. When they stood up, there were several green smears. "Let us climb up the rockery and sit on the garden wall," said Moppet. They turned their pinafores back to front and went up with a skip and a jump. Moppet's white tucker fell down into the road.
Uh-oh.
Tom Kitten was quite unable to jump when walking upon his hind legs and trousers. He came up the rockery by degrees, breaking the ferns and shedding buttons right and left. He was all in pieces when he reached the top of the wall. Moppet and Mittens tried to pull him together. His hat fell off, and the rest of his buttons burst. While they were in difficulties, there was a pit-pat, paddle-pat, and the 3 puddle ducks came along the hard, high road, marching one behind the other and doing the goose step. Piddle-pat, piddle-pat. I'm sorry,
No.
pit-pat, paddle-pat, pit-pat, waddle-pat.
Water. Hermione?
They stopped and stood in a row and stared up at the kittens. They had very small eyes and looked surprised. Then the 2 duck birds, Rebecca and Jemima Puddleduck, picked up the hat and tucker and put them on. Mittens laughed so that she fell off the wall. Moppet and Tom descended after her. His pinafores and all the rest of Tom's clothes came off on the way down. "Come, Mr. Drake Puddleduck," said Moppet. "Come and help us to dress him. Come and button up Tom." Mr. Drake Puddleduck advanced in a slow, sideways manner and picked up the various articles. But he put them on himself. They fitted him even worse than Tom Kitten. "It's a very fine morning," said Mr. Drake Puddleduck. And he and Jemima and Rebecca Puddleduck set off up the road, keeping step. Pit-pat, paddle-pat, pit-pat, waddle-pat. Then Tabitha Twitchit came down the garden and found her kittens on the wall with no clothes on. She pulled them off the wall, smacked them, and took them back to the house. "My friends will arrive in a minute, and you're not fit to be seen. I am affronted," said Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit. Oh, they got spankings. She sent them upstairs, and I am sorry to say she told her friends that they were in bed with the measles, which was not true. Quite the contrary. They were not in bed, not in the least. Somehow there were very extraordinary noises overhead, which disturbed the dignity and repose of the tea party. And I think that someday I shall have to make another, larger book to tell you more about Tom Kitten. As for the puddle ducks, they went into a pond. The clothes all came off directly because there were no buttons. And Mr. Drake Puddle Duck and Jemima and Rebecca have been looking for them ever since. The end. That is a funny story.
Yes, it is.
I think that very end of the ducks still looking for the clothes is another example of Beatrix Potter observing animals. What do you see ducks do in water? Other than swim, what do? They dive.
Yeah, and they have this special kind of oil on their feathers, so even if it's like freezing water, they don't get cold because they go like, and it doesn't get them wet, so they won't really die of coldness.
That's true. They can stay in the water, not get too cold. They can stay in the water and not sink because they have the oil in their feathers.
They can get in the water and not get wet.
The oil in the feathers, it keeps the water away from their bodies.
Yeah, it's like tar.
That's right. And when they're looking for food, they dunk their heads in. So she made a story of them dunking their heads, but not looking for food. Looking for those clothes that they put on. That's very creative. And what else? What do you think about the cat, the mother, Mrs. Tabitha Twitchett, saying that they had the measles? What do you think about that?
Good.
It wasn't true. It's better just to say the truth, or she could have easily explained, or say the truth. She could have easily explained, my cats have not been behaving. They're upstairs, and excuse me, I need to go talk to them. Not they're in bed with the measles as you hear them doing gymnastics above you. It always backfires when you don't say what happened. Truly.
Oh, they fell out of their beds.
I know, the measles have really got them. Okay. So, we're going to go on to a new literary device. We covered alliteration recently. I shared the similes earlier. Not that one. Okay, so
What?
I'm going to share with you something called Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Uh-oh, we lost it. You just had it. Sorry, we're looking for our picture to show you. Okay, I'm going to keep talking as Juliana looks for it. PDFs, go up to PDFs. Folder?
Which one am I looking for?
No, the blue one.
Oh my goodness.
That one. Okay, go to number 6. No, number 6. Yeah. Okay. So, onomatopoeia is a word that imitates the natural sound of the thing it's describing. This makes the description more expressive and more interesting. So, can you find the example? Can you remember an example of onomatopoeia from the story we just read, The Tale of Tom Kitten? Christina?
Pit a pat, paddle pat.
Yes. Pit, pat, paddle pat, pit, pat, waddle pat. It's the words, but they're describing, so you can hear the sound. We have some.
You could say scissors go snip, snip.
Snip, snip.
Not
for scissors.
scissor.
Right. So you could say the scissors cut. That's just describing what they're doing. But if you want to give us the sound to actually hear them, you could say this. We heard the scissors say snip, snip, snip. So you actually, that's the sound that they make when you cut. Okay, so Juliana, do you have the example, the page?
I think so. No, I don't. Oh my goodness, why isn't it?
Okay, she's working on it. Number 6. It was, Pop Strange. You must have erased it.
Pat.
Okay, so let's go to a different screen. Okay, go back to let me see the YouTube video page.
Oh.
Sorry, technical difficulty here. So if you go to PDFs, right? Would that work? And then, okay, now just go to the folder over there that says, yeah, that one. No, don't try to drag it there. Just open it. Open it.
I'm trying.
Okay. There, now you can see it. Perfect. Okay, now go to the bottom and open it wide. Okay, so onomatopoeia. Here are some examples. Eek, eek. What could eek be? What do you think?
Eek, eek. Or
What about the door? A squeaky door. Eek. That could work.
Or
splat.
splat, like you took this and Turn it over. Splat.
Yes. Or let's say you dropped a tomato on the ground. Splat. Sounds like
boom. Boom. Like you could.
A bomb.
Like
fireworks maybe.
boom, boom.
Right.
There is popcorn.
Oh, look.
popcorn.
We have a lot of examples here. We have clip clop from Peter Rabbit. Very good. Abigail, we have eek. Very good. Squeak. A bat. An egg. Pop, pop. Corn popping. Yes, very good. Lightning. Falling. Falling. Now, falling is a description of an action happening, but I don't know if that's a sound that it actually makes. Like the sound of falling might be
Lightning with the
crash, maybe, because when it's really hard to describe it other than just giving the examples. But it's the word that imitates the natural sound it makes. So you'll start to see that swish and tick. Yeah, good, Abigail. Those are good. Whoo hoo, Beatrix, very good. It's exactly. So you'll see onomatopoeia in a lot of stories, and now that we've talked about it, if you didn't already know about it, now you'll be more aware of it. And when you write stories, put them in there because it makes the reader feel like they're actually hearing it with their own ears, just a little bit. Now, Christina is going to share some examples of onomatopoeia from a story, a book that you may have heard of.
called Mr. Brown Can Move. Can you?
Yes, this book, everything in it, for the most part, is onomatopoeia. It is perfect for today. Okay.
Okay.
So make sure you say it out loud.
So.
She's going to share just a couple pages.
He can go like a cork. Pop, pop, pop. He can go like horse feet. Kaplop, kaplop, kaplop. He can go eek, eek, like a squeaky shoe. He can go like a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. He can go like an owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Eek, eek, eek. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Hoo, 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 hoo.
That's
How
good.
about you?
Oh, that's perfect. Yay, Christina. Perfect job. So, if you have this in your room or your little sibling's room, go read it. If you don't,
Then don't.
then maybe you can check it out whenever the libraries open up again. Okay, so this coming week, our activity, you want to show us the page, the craft?
Oh, yes.
The craft is going to be a vest. So we're thinking, I know Tom Kitten actually wore a jacket, but because it's a sunny day and it's a warm spring, we are not giving him sleeves. We're just going to give him a vest. So what you'll do with this, as you see on the side, those are large buttons. Remember he just kept losing his buttons? Well, we're going to give him a lot of buttons. So in each of those buttons, you're going to put your own onomatopoeia examples. Lots of you have already shared some examples, and you can think of some others too. Write them in there.
Oh yeah, and the duck when it's like paddling and it's on top of the water, it can actually dive under the water and then just come up.
They can dive very deep.
Like to get fish.
Yes, ducks are amazing when you learn more about them. Okay, so what you see here on the screen is the vest, the way it's going to look in your notebook. I'm going to encourage you to decorate the front. When we did this book club many years ago with my older boys, they were small, they put a lot of detail. They put a ton of color on this vest. They put stripes, and they were wild vests. They look really nice. So,
And mine would be like blue with
are you going to make a blue vest?
with yellow buttons.
Okay, that sounds great. Blue with yellow buttons. So, what you see there on the screen is not exactly the craft page that you're going to get. What you're going to get is an open vest. Yeah, popping his buttons. Exactly. That's why you need lots of buttons in this craft. So,
Yuck, gluck, packing stuff.
Yuck, gluck. That's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to give you the craft page with an open vest.
And then you're gonna cut the buttons out and then glue them on.
Okay, close. So you're gonna have an open vest. You're gonna cut the vest out, and you're gonna glue the back to your notebook. The two sides are gonna fold over. So when you open your notebook, you're gonna have a vest that opens. So once you cut it out and you glue it on, then decorate the front of your vest. You need to draw some buttons on there. And then inside, you're going to glue on these large buttons, onomatopoeia buttons, that you are going to be, writing the onomatopoeia examples into. So there is a giveaway. If you make your vest and you share it, if your parents are on Instagram or Facebook, they'll share it. They'll just put a picture up on the Instagram and Facebook, and then tag us at Let's Learn Kids Book Clubs. And the first one to share it with us will get the prize. Let me show you what the prize is. It's a watercolor print of the mouse. Can you see this?
It's the mouse in Miss Muppet.
Yes, it's the mouse.
He's doing his jig dance.
Okay, so this picture was painted by my son Jaden. He used watercolor paint, and I believe he was 9 or 10. And the calligraphy was by a very good friend of ours. Her name is Ping, and she is such a talented calligrapher. Her writing is beautiful.
Her mom was the one who gave us this teapot.
Her mom gave us this teapot and some other beautiful pieces that go with that. We don't have it on the table. But they're very generous friends. So make sure that you share what your vests look like. Bondershooks, you have all of them. What do you have? What did we ask? All of the stories? The watercolor prints? Is that what you mean? Oh no. I'm curious. Okay, so the next week's story.
Tale of
You have all the watercolor prints? Oh, yes, I love it. Thank you.
Jeremy
Okay,
Fisher.
the next story, yes. Joanna just said it. The tale.
Jeremy Fisher.
The tale of, is it Mr. Jeremy Fisher?
Yeah.
It is. The tale of Mr. Jeremy Fisher. I love this
It's a
story.
Waterhouse.
Oh, it is Waterhouse. Oh, I love it. It has, what does he sit on? Those lily pads. I love lily pads.
I love houses.
I just remember we have a lot of lily pads. We'll have to decorate our table with lily pads next week.
We do?
Yes, they're little plastic lily pads. I will show you. I have to find them. Okay, we are wrapping up our Beatrix Potter Week 6 Book Club, Teatime Book Club.
Okay.
We are so happy you joined us.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. You had a lot of fun things to share. We hope you have a great week, and we hope you join us next week for the tale of
Mr. Jeremy
Fisher. Yes. And what else? We only have
and
two
then,
more stories,
and
two more
then-
live
so
tea times.
Mr. Jeremy Fisher and Thomasina Tittlemouse, who helped the Flopsy bunnies out of the bath.
Yes, exactly. So thank you. Bye. Oh, I had such a good time. Bye, everybody.